No, bro, because if you really think about it, bro, I was listening to some shit and was talking about how we are in a program algorithm. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in the Matrix pretty much. And I don't know how y'all feel about the Matrix shit, but I'm like, the more I think about it, I be just sitting sometimes like, damn, this shit is crazy. Like, we might be in the Matrix for real. Like,
imagine if like all the artists that like supposedly faked their deaths just logged out.
Like all the artists?
Yeah, that faked their deaths, they just logged out of the Matrix. And that's how they disappeared.
When you say logged out, they just died?
Well, no, you say like, well...
They escaped like Neo.
Yeah.
Oh, like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The algorithm?
So Neo, the Matrix is the movie, right? And so Neo is the person that, and then you got, what's his name? Morpheus.
Yeah.
He chooses Neo as the one to introduce him, like, do you want to take the red or the blue pill? So he takes one of the pills and then he wakes up from the Matrix. He unconnects from the thing. And then throughout the whole movie, it's just like a breakdown of like the Matrix that we're living in. And there's a scientist, bro, and I was doing research. Yeah, you got to watch it again and you think about it I'm going to send a video though, but there's this scientist that worked for Obama, mm-hmm. and he pretty much breaks down like the programming that we kind of live in, and he was talking about how we all this whole dimension and what we're living in this universe is based on one code. It is like 1 0 0 1s and all this type of stuff based on an algorithm and the same programming that a computer interface that works on. You see what I'm saying?
You ever play video games?
Yeah.
You ever heard of Destiny?
Destiny, yeah.
There's a raid in there where you literally have to like do a whole algorithm where they have like numbers through the whole thing. It's like 0 0 1 stuff like that, and that's how you like unlock the raid and get like farther in it and like get all the rewards and shit. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
What's good, y'all? It's Mikal Settle with Blaise Training Never Settle, and now I'm super excited because we just got a new training app to service our people. So listen. If you're interested in losing 15 to 20 pounds or even gaining 15 to 20 pounds, this is the opportunity for you to reach out to me so we can start to service you a little better, okay? Now, reach out to me directly or comment your information below, and so we can set up a consultation meeting with you for free. Just gonna be 10 minutes of your time to figure out some of your struggles, some of your goals, and some of the motivation behind your goals so we can start to service you better and move forward in the process to help you reach your fitness goals, okay? And then you never know. You might end up even being here training with me at Aspen Active, all right? I hope to see you guys later and never settle.
Man, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Mike Motivation Monday, and here with another great guest. But before we dive into his story and kind of what he wants to talk about in the sense of like music industry and everything like that, talk about the book of the week. And so the book of the week today is Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by 50 Cent. And so, man, I advise y'all to tap in with this because it got a lot of great knowledge, a lot of good gems, but mostly just motivation. You know what I mean? Have a hard mindset. And one of the keys I took out of this is 50 Cent, he don't even drink. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He don't even drink or nothing like that. He be in the club and he'll be drinking out of just a cup and it'll be ice water or something like that,
literally,
you know? Yeah. And he was talking about, no matter what day he gets in the gym, no matter how much sleep he gets to the gym and get to it. And I feel like discipline is one of the keys to...
biggest keys.
Yeah, one of the biggest keys to building anything.
Of course.
And so, like I said, we got a great guest named Gunnar.
What up, y'all?
What's up, my brother?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing all right.
Yes, sir. And so as far as like, what introduced you to the music industry as far as being a manager, having your own label and everything like that?
So originally I was like just hanging out with my homies in high school. We'd like hang out and like freestyle and do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like originally like trying to like make my own music at one point.
Yeah.
I actually put out a song back in like 2018 or 2019 when I was drunk or something like that. And I put that thing out and somehow got 800 views on SoundCloud.
Oh, damn.
In like 2 days. And I had to take it down because like my mom's job and everything. But like overall, I was just like, I really like this music stuff. I'm not as good as like a lot of other people. And I'm like really good at like the business side of things. So throughout like my life, I didn't really know what I wanted to do for college as well. So like after like a little while throughout my summer after my senior year of high school, I finally like figured out what I really wanted to go for, which was like, I wanted to go to the business side, and I still wanted to be like an artist myself. I have no idea what I want to do with like management yet.
Yeah.
So I was going for like artist management and event management just to like have that background for me. So when I am an artist, I can like do that basically, which I recommend to anyone who is going to be an artist in my opinion.
100%.
But throughout my first semester, I was just, I made some friends, and one of them ended up being an artist, and he asked me to start managing him. And I was like, okay, fuck it, why not? Like, I'm going to try this out. And then a few artists from here actually asked me too, and I started managing them as well, and I started getting them in studios. Like, I'm a homie that I met, like, this was crazy. Like, that artist that I actually met was like the first one, Kai, that I'm still working with today. I met him the year before my freshman year when I went on a college tour. I met him and this producer named Ethan Dietz. We go to Columbia College right now in Chicago, And so like a year later comes around, he wants me to be his manager, we're friends and everything. And I get him in the studio, start with Ethan Dietz, who's this producer who's worked with like FBG Duck and like people like that, and rest in peace. But we started getting them in there and everything, and the two artists I'm not going to name that are from here, I started working with them more, and then they just started to fall off from their motivation. I was trying to help them get back on that, brought them to studios. They couldn't record a song in like 6 hours, and like they messed up the studio, I'm not gonna lie. And we weren't allowed back, and I was like, okay, well, we can't be doing this if you guys really want to work, blah, blah, blah. And we continued to work, and like, I don't know, like, eventually I was just like, you guys aren't doing anything anymore, there's no point in me being here. So I just like dipped out. And like a few months later, I run into Maystar and everything, and we started working. He asked me to work with him and started going crazy. 2 months later-ish, he gets signed to the Stash House, which is a label powered by The Orchard in Atlanta.
That's what's up, bro.
And
congrats on that too.
And I was also working with an artist named Damate, who's from Atlanta. She's like an R&B rapper and everything. She's really good. And I've been working on that for a while, pretty much. And that's how I really started my management thing. But and I came up with my name, Sci Talk, freshman year. Like right away, I was just like, stands for change is the only constant, which is like true in my opinion. Like change is always going to happen no matter what.
That's facts.
And you just got to adapt to it. And that's what I'm going to help my artists with, is like, I'm going to help with all the change, and I'm going to help you adapt to it. And so I just went with that. And my logo, actually, I created that all out of the letters from the
from that,
from
that's
the logo,
hard.
from the name and everything too. So
that's what's up. And so as far as what's one of the lessons that you've learned though, like with managing artists and everything like that?
You just got to have a lot of patience. That's the one thing. Like working with someone else, you always got to be on their time because it's their like art and everything like that. So you got to like be able to like help them manage their time on top of your time, and like be able to just like, it's hard to like not work with someone if they're like not going to show up, you know, like, and say we have a studio session, they're 30 minutes late and the producer's pissed, you know, like it's not going to go well. So you want to like make sure you're like managing their time on top of your own is the biggest key in my opinion, and like helping them motivate when they're down. And then when I'm down, I just be listening to their music to help myself motivate, which is like a back and forth thing.
100%. So, that's a key. That's a key. And so like with you said you went to school with, what was it called? You said event, what is it?
So right now, I go to school for artists and event management at Columbia. I'm a junior at Columbia College Chicago, not that big Columbia. But
Okay, that makes sense. And I was going to ask you, like, what's one of the lessons that you're learning throughout school or learned previously or still in the process of learning? Because that's huge for you to be doing that. Like, because you don't really see that often of people are working on their business while they're in business school, which honestly makes the most sense. But what's one of the things that you've learned that you was able to teach artists that, okay, keep this in mind when we're navigating in this space?
Just like being able to like work with anyone in a sense at the same time. Like you're not going to be in this thing as a straight competition. You're going to like want to work with someone, make a connection. Even if you don't work with them, make a good, dope connection, invite them to your show, go to their show. Maybe you'll make a song one day. Who knows? And like, that's the big thing, is just like networking, in my opinion. As it's what I learned from school. And like, school teaches me a lot of book smarts, and that's, you need that obviously when it comes to like business and stuff. But like, most of the things I've learned is from hands-on stuff I've done with my artists, or like through distribution and like talking with labels and like figuring out different stuff like that. And it's just like when you're in college, or if you're trying to like figure out anything to do with like what you want to do with your life, go hands on with it, in my opinion, because that's the best way you're gonna learn. Yeah,
100%. And so like when you're communicating with like label owners and all that type of stuff, like what are they like? What's like a consistent thing they're usually looking for in an artist, and what are some of the questions they may be asking you?
Most of the time it's just like consistency. I personally, like I don't reach out to labels. I'm gonna start doing that. We're gonna start pitching to labels. I haven't in the past. None of this stuff that that he's gotten signed for, Maystar or Kai with Empire, has been from me pushing it to a label. It's all been them being consistent with their work and consistently putting out good music and trying to like build a fan base around their socials with other different aspects, like your comedy aspect or your acting or something like that, and make like a reel that people will laugh at and like your personality. People want someone that you can relate to. Because like at the end of the day, if you're not able to relate to someone, why are you even going to be there in that same room, you know? Or like, why are you going to like sit there and listen to someone? You're going to probably fall asleep the same way I'd fall asleep in a science class, you know? Like,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Being able to market yourself and then having a product, because like we said earlier, your name is your brand. And with music, you're a brand, you're a business. You know what I'm saying? So being able to market yourself is a key. So like, what are some of the things you'd be like, okay, when it comes to marketing, as an artist, what are you trying to keep in mind for them, for you doing it, but then also making sure they're staying on it too? Because I know consistency, that's with the brand. I love the consistency is the key.
Is the big key.
That's the key. So what is some of the things with marketing, besides the consistency part, that you're pushing on them and then that you're doing?
A lot of artists like get confused with like what budget actually means. So like when you come in ready to like get your project ready or anything like that, you make sure you have a budget. Like, because if you're going to push that, you want to push it and you want it to be a good song and you want people to actually listen to it. You're going to want more than what you already have as like fan base. Like you probably have like 20 monthly listeners or 100 monthly listeners, but you want 1,000 monthly listeners or you want 2,000. And the only way to do that is you find new fans. And you can't do that if you're doing the exact same thing you've been doing for the same amount of years. People be stuck in that same phase for 4 years with the same amount of listeners. It's like, and they're complaining about they're not going nowhere and they're putting all this money into music and everything, but you're putting it into the wrong things. You're putting it into music videos and stuff. Music videos are dope. I love music videos, but you got to push the music video too. You can't go record 8 music videos and spend like 2 bands on that and then not put any money into your like promotion. It's like, it won't work out at the end of the day.
So you saying like with ads and stuff like that or what?
Not necessarily ads. I mean, you can do like Instagram ads and everything, like put a little bit of money into that, but like finding those like genuine pages that will post you for like a good price, if not free, if you can get that connection. And then also like going in and trying to find like podcasts like this one or something like that, like to like get your name out there, and publications. Like a lot of people don't do PRs, which is like press releases, which are like the big key thing, especially if you want to get verified on Instagram as well. You need at least 10 to 15 articles about yourself. And these cost a decent amount of money, I'm not going to lie, unless you have like some crazy connection, which you're probably already into the industry at that point. So you're going to have to save up to push yourself. And like the biggest thing you have to do is really believe in yourself and believe in what you're like wanting to do with your life, like what your dream job is. Because a lot of jobs out there probably aren't going to be your dream job, like working for someone else. You want to work for yourself. And the only way you can work for yourself is investing in yourself.
Man, that's a gem. That's a gem, because that's the one thing we talked about earlier, is investing in yourself. Essentially is like, people aren't willing to put the money on themselves or bet on themselves, but you're willing to bet on everything else as far as products, looking good and all this other things. But you don't even bet on yourself, and that's the key. And so like with the PR, the press release, like how would somebody even like start that process? You know what I'm saying?
So it's hard right now, like coming from Des Moines, there's not a lot of connections here. And that's the big thing, what I said earlier, is networking. You really have to get your name out there, and you really have to network with people that are starting to get in the industry or already in the industry that have these connections. Because over time, you'll build up this catalog of all these connections you have to like go to Spotify playlist placements or PRs. Like you said, you can find someone that has the plug to all these different things like Forbes and stuff like that. Like someone on Instagram recently followed me that's an executive at Billboard and Forbes. And I'm just going to eventually reach out to them on some like homie shit. I'm not going to go straight up on business. Because that's what a lot of people mistake too, is like when I work with my artists, I don't straight up start working with them and get them signed right away. I work with them for at least 3 months, 6 months, see how they like I work and how they work. And if it works out, then I'll sign you and we'll go from there. But like, there's a trust issue that a lot of people forget that you got to build up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's facts. That's facts. To learn a little more about you, bro, because I was checking out your page. You travel a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so tell me about some of the places that you traveled and some of the things that you learned and how it opens up your mind.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah. Recently, I just got back from Europe about a month ago. I was I was in Amsterdam, Bruges, Belgium, Brussels, Belgium, and then Paris, France right after that for about 1.5 to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing experience. Each different country was different as well, even though like, first of all, I'm coming from the States to a whole different country. So like the vibes up there are completely different. And like the way Americans treat society is completely different as well. Like
that's facts.
Especially when it comes to relationships or the way we treat each other. And like out there, you can be whoever the fuck you want to be.
Yeah.
Like no matter what you are, like you can do that. Yeah, you'll get some judging every once in a while, but you're not going to get like criminalized by the state or like some stupid law like that.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want, and everyone's like, the love out there is different. Like the relationships out there, like cheating isn't a big thing out there actually. I hung out with this girl out there who gave me a whole tour of like the city in Paris actually. And she brought me to this museum and we saw these like paintings that her friends like were doing and stuff, and it was crazy. They're talking in French and I'm like over here not understanding anything, but I'm still going along with it, trying to experience everything. And we were just sitting on the riverbank smoking one time, and she was just telling me like, we were just talking about like my relationships and like shit up here and like different like how people cast each other in society, and it's just like it's a whole different world. And it just opened my eyes to like, you really just gotta act like you're in someone else's shoes when you're trying to understand their perspective. And like a book I just finished reading actually is called How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Okay.
It's a really
I heard of that book. Yeah, I need to tap in.
Really good read. And it basically just describes like when you want something at the end of the day, but someone else also wants something, you got to look towards their want first, no matter what.
That's facts.
And then sneak something in there a little bit and like make sure you get what you get, but like you're focusing on what they want end of the day. And that's really how you like influence people. And I'm not saying manipulate people. That's a completely different thing. Influencing them into like making maybe the right decision. You never know.
That's facts, because one of the things I really noticed is I heard, I think Snoop Dogg said that you never want to go into a job thinking about how much money you're going to make. You got to think about the value that you provide and the opportunity that's going to present for you.
Exactly.
With that being said, it's too many people going in situations thinking about taking first rather than providing value and then asking for what they want. See what I'm saying? Because it's a give or take. That's relationships, that's life, that's business, that's just anything. When you're in a relationship, it's a give or take. And if you're giving more than what's being received, you're going to be uncomfortable,
it's going to fall
or it's
off.
going to take, it's going to fall off, or it's going to take too much out of you, and then it's not going to work out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to look for the opportunity to provide something, provide the value, and then your value is going to be increased because of the value you provide. But one of the things I want to touch on though is the traveling piece and talking about opening your mind, because I traveled to the Middle East one time, right? I was there for like 4 months. Being able to experience that and have a different perspective on how people live is a key, bro.
Exactly.
I advise everybody, go travel.
Definitely.
Go travel. So you say something about going to LA too. Like what? Tell me about how that was, and then tell me about kind of some of the things you be doing out there.
So LA, I try to go out there every once in a while, but I got a lot of connections out there right now. Originally, I went on my first trip out there with my parents and my brother as a family trip. You know,
that's a blessing.
And it was a great time and everything. And I was out there making my own networks on like different social medias and stuff, trying to build that at the same time. But my mom, she's a representative and everything. She had some connections out there. So we actually had a meeting with the person who wrote the script for the Hunger Games and Captain Phillips. And we had a lunch with him at Beverly Hills Tennis Club.
Okay, that's what's up.
And we just chopped it up with him and just had a great time, and that was that. And like LA, I love LA. Like I hate like downtown-ish. It's like grimy, blah blah blah, and there's a lot of like, I hate all the like hood shit out there that like happens, and like all the shootings recently and stuff that doesn't even need to be happening. But when you're up in the hills and you're looking over the whole city, it's like it's a different experience. Like it just makes you like want to like grow exponentially, and like it motivates you so much. And like, because I was staying in a really nice home that a friend of ours actually let us stay in, and we had a great view of the city and everything. And I woke up every morning, went up there, had a cup of coffee, had a little smoke, and saw everything.
Feeling good.
And, like, was ready to start my day and keep it going. I made a little vlog the whole time I was out there, making sure I was checking out everything.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Man, that's so dope. And I've been out to San Diego recently, and it's beautiful, but it's just cold by the ocean and stuff. But I haven't been out to LA. I definitely want to make it sometime. But I think about one of the key things is networking, right? So like, what is some of the things that some of the people that you may have networked with too, like an example with the person who wrote the Hunger Games, was it a woman or
it was a guy?
It was a guy, yeah. Tell us about some of the things that you learned or people you connected with networking, and then how much of a key it is for you, because that's the industry, bro. Yeah. You got to know people and people got to know you too, though. Yeah,
definitely. Like, when going into networking, it's a lot of people just think of it as a business side of things, and you can't do that. Like, you got to go in on some friendship type, trying to make a good connection happen.
Just being a real person.
A real person. At the end of the day, be genuine. And once that is understood by both parties, it genuinely takes off, like to the point where you're like gonna start working together. If not, you have this connection on the side. And I don't know, there's a lot of stuff we talked about there that wasn't necessarily towards me. It was for my brother as well, who also is going to school for composition right now. For like, he's trying to make like soundtracks for movies and everything.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So that's why we really had that type of meeting. But overall, it's just like, it was a good experience to have, to like sit down with someone that's actually in the industry of something, and like understand where he came from as well. Like he used to he was in the hills, but he wasn't like rich or anything. Like he was not in the hills, he was actually behind the hills, which is like, I can't remember exactly what the what it's called. It's like the valley or something like that. And he used to look over like the Beverly Hills Tennis Club all the time as a kid. And now he's a member of it. He doesn't even play tennis. And he's there just like,
bro. That's inspiring too.
That's exactly what I mean. When you go and like do these network things, it's like, that's the point of them at the same time, is to get inspired by these people that are actually already there. And like, eventually you can use the tools that they give you and stuff like that, but use the inspiration that they give you on the first one and make a genuine connection.
One thing I learned too is like, sometimes one of the coolest things is realizing that, damn, I can do this. You know what I mean? Like when you talk to the person that's behind the image and the brand and everything like that, you talk to them and they're talking about their experience, you find like parallels in your story. You be like, bro, I can really do this. And that's really all it takes. You know what I mean? So speaking on for you, bro, because everybody from the outside looking in, you probably get like people thinking that your life's all perfect and everything like that,
definitely.
Right? And so speaking on for you, what are some of the obstacles that you face maybe growing up or just in life in general that you know you're comfortable with sharing, and tell us about how you got through it.
Of course, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I come from like a nice, wealthy household. I grew up pretty nice. I got like what I needed, but my parents also didn't give me money like that, like to go like get everything. I didn't get like a nice new car or anything like that. I still had to work for my like money and everything. At the end of the day, if they paid me the money, I was doing work for them type thing. And a lot of people just think I've given everything because of that, and that's what I hate and misinterpret. Like, because it's not true. Like, and everything to do with my business specifically,
it's been from you.
From me. My parents haven't put in jack shit, nothing. It's all me. All the connections I've made pretty much are for me. There's a few my mom's helped me out with, but I'm the one that's going to be there to make the connection, you know?
Like, 100%.
If I'm not there, in general, if I'm like fucking up the connection, like if I'm not genuine, it's not going to work. So like, either way, I have to work for it. And I just get like pissed off about that all the time. But I don't know, when I grew up in high school and everything, like I didn't just hang out with like all the rich white kids and stuff like that. I was in with like everyone. I didn't have one friend group. I had multiple from different schools, different races. I don't give a fuck, like different genders, whatever it was. And that's the best thing to do, is like you got to experience everyone else's life. Because like that's how you learn things at the same time. Because if you're just experiencing everything in your life and not looking at what other people do and think and all that, you're not going to understand how the world works at the end of the day.
That's facts. You're not.
And that's what a lot of people forget. And I don't know, I went through a lot of different phases in my life. Like I've been suicidal. I've tried to commit suicide before, and like it's been some tough times, but like having those people there that you have genuine connections with help you through it, like always. And like you're always down. You always got to realize when you're down, there's nowhere else to go but up.
Yeah,
like,
that's facts.
You can stay down there if you want. You're not going to go any deeper, but there's always more to like make and like happen, like go up basically.
No, 100%. I think, bro, I appreciate you sharing that. And I think one of the things for you, advice for you is, I was just telling somebody this the other day, is I'll never be able to understand exactly how you feel and what you've been through, right?
Yeah.
But with that being said, that should make you know too, is like, you don't got to explain yourself to nobody.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, don't feel bad for the situation that you grew up in. Just keep taking advantage of the situation that you're living in.
Exactly.
Like we're all dealt different situations and different challenges, right? Like, so you got to be willing to know when it comes to certain things, I'm not going to allow other people's judgment to make me feel bad for the situation I grew up in. Because nothing bothers me more when I see people feel some type of way for seeing LeBron put on his son, put on his kids.
Yeah, that's like, what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. So, because if flip the script, if you're a parent and your kid needs something, then you best believe you're gonna do it.
As long as it's like in reason. Like you always got to teach them something.
Yeah, isn't it?
And you got to work eventually in life.
Exactly.
You got to provide for your kid end of the day. You got to do at least the bare minimums. You feel me? And a lot of parents forget that.
Yeah, put them in a better position that you was in, right? And so that's the key. And then also too is I could tell that's one of the main motivational factors for you, which I think is super dope, because that shows that your parents did a good job with you too, and then you're doing a good job creating, having that fire still to want to move forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't have that, no matter if they didn't grow up with nothing or grew up with a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you can't take none of it with you, but what you can take is what you've done.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's the key.
Leaving a legacy.
You know, and so with the mental health part, bro, how did you said something about people being there for you and stuff like that. So how did you build yourself up, and how do you feel about everything now?
Yeah, so originally I tried to go to therapy and everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me personally. I've tried it a few times. It helps some people.
Yeah.
I recommend it if you want to try it at least. Definitely try it. But having people that actually understand your life and what you've been through and have been there with you pretty much through the whole thing will like understand exactly almost what you're going through, if not pretty close to it, and you can fill them in on the rest.
Yeah.
And that helped me out pretty much the most. And I did start smoking a lot more and stuff, and that's helped me like genuinely in all aspects. Like I'm more creative wise. I've been able to like be more relaxed, and I like have meetings completely fine. Like, and I can understand everything. It's completely fine, and I'm chill, and I got everything going. And like, it took me a while to get out of where I was in plenty of situations. I've had a lot of situations where I've been stuck down in the gutter, basically.
Yeah.
And it's really just having those people there. Like I said, it's the big thing, because when you're down, they'll be like my homies recently have said some stuff like, blah, 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 you're going to make it. Like, you're going to be at the top one day. You're going to be one of the biggest managers I'm already knowing. Like, I can see everything that you're doing right now is going to get you to that point. You're 20 years old. You have so much life to live.
Yeah.
So focus on that.
Damn, you 20?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, I'm 20.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's brilliant. But that's the key. Surround yourself with positive people, people that's striving to be something better, people that's wants more out of life, people that's not settling in the situation that they're in to move forward is a key, you know? Because if you don't, because one thing I like a quote I always loved is you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You always going to be that. So if you're expanding your network and pushing and being around other people striving, you're gonna be better.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're gonna be better. And so, y'all, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. See you soon. What's good, y'all? It's Mikal Settle with Blaise, Train Never Settle. Now listen, I want you to stay tuned for this new ebook we got coming out. It's gonna be fire. Great efficient workouts, whether it's the home workouts or the gym workouts. So stay tuned. Enjoy the rest of the show. Peace. Man, I hope y'all appreciate that ad. Make sure y'all tap into that ebook. It's about to be dropping soon. So look, we back at it again. with Gunnar. So look, man, I appreciate you sharing everything with us.
Appreciate you for having me.
Especially the mental health side, bro, because I feel like that's one of the things, and that's one of the main reasons I do this, to give other people inspiration. Whatever is going through suicidal thoughts, going through depression, anything like that, is just having somebody to know, having somebody here that they know somebody else has been through the same thing as them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because even though I'm not able to experience the things that you've been through, I can relate to them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's the key. So with that being said, my last question for you, bro, is what comes to mind when you hear never settle?
Never settling definitely gets confused a lot of the time, because a lot of people like say settling down and everything like that. Like they just want to have a family and like have a steady job and stuff like that. And like, I don't know. I don't think that's, in my opinion, settling, because like you got to keep going. Like to a point, I don't think you can never settle. Like you said, there's no time you can settle. Like even when you reach the top and you have all this money, you're not going to want to settle in some sort of way. You're not going to want to settle in the people you hang out with or something like that. No matter what, you're going to want to keep networking or something like that. You're never going to be completely happy with what you have, in a sense. That's how we are. That's how we are as humans. In a sense. And so that's like, you just got to keep going, in my opinion, with never settling. Like keep grinding for what your dream is, and never let it stop you. Keep believing in yourself. Keep investing in yourself. And pretty much that.
That's facts, bro. I appreciate that, because that's the thing, is you got to keep going. It's consistency, y'all. Consistency, that's the key. And so one thing I like to do is tell a story that kind of relates to, you know, with the situation that we're talking about, you know? And so one story that comes to mind, and I told it before, is so one time I had something like an event called like Never Settle Day, right? And so I was super excited. We was planning out the event. So the event was going to be free workouts, free meal plans, and everything like that. I was hyped. I'm ready for this event. And nobody came and showed up, bro. Nobody came and showed up. It was just my some of my family members, and I appreciate y'all that showed up. And so I'm feeling down. I'm like, damn, I planned this out for this long, this and that. So fast forward, my bro had came in town, and so we went out to kick it. You know, I was still down. I was kind of like, man, this shit sucks. So then we got done with that, went to my other bro's crib. We was cooling. So then I ended up leaving. Something was telling me like, damn, do you want to go home? I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna go home. So then I'm driving, you know, Smoky Row is like 19th. I turn left on the bridge. I see a man about to jump off the bridge.
No way.
For real.
That's
so
crazy.
Then get out the car, talk to him like, bro, like don't do it. Other people get out, cops pull up, everybody's talking to him like, bro, don't jump, like shut down the highway. And then he didn't end up jumping off the bridge.
That's crazy.
But the reason that comes to mind is just the whole day as a totality, the mental health side. But then it's like, even though you're going through a lot, somebody always is at that edge about to literally jump off the bridge.
You gotta check
you know
on
what I
your
mean?
friends,
So check on your friends, check on the people around you, like check on yourself too. Don't allow yourself to get depressed and then start working on your mental health. Like, don't wait till it's almost too late. Start now. You can, even if you're having the best day of your life, tell yourself like, look, we got this. We're going to keep going. Keep building yourself up, because you never know. And so it's like, man, it's like life is crazy. Just make sure y'all keep going and never settle.
Never settle.
All right, one more thing too. Got you a book.
Appreciate it.
If y'all get a chance, check it out. It's called Management. Let's zoom in, let's see. Type in. I think this would be a real good book, especially for the industry that you're in, and then going to school. And then also too, tapping in. You gotta give them a shirt, man. We gotta give them a shirt.
Appreciate
Blaise
it.
Training Never Settle.
Tap in with the merch.
Yeah. Here you go, my brother.
Appreciate
Thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, of course. And anything else? Let's shout out your social medias. Anybody?
Yeah, check me out on Instagram, Gunnar the Manager, GUNNAR THEMANAGER. And then check out my artists, Maystar, Damate, Kai Moore, and Zay on all platforms. And we're having a concert tonight for Zay as well in Des Moines.
Yeah, hey, hop on the screen real quick. Let them know.
Check out Maystar right here as well. He's with us.
It's good.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Never settle, y'all. Peace. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, thank you for everything.
Yep.